Okay, so now I'm going to show you, we're going to put all this stuff together, and I'm going to be making up these numbers just so you can see how it works. But what we're going to do is we're going to look at donuts, all right? In my family, if we're good for church, if all the kids are good, and my wife's good, and I behave well at church, we treat ourselves to DoDaddy's Donuts in Versailles, okay? And let's say that all the donuts are $2, okay? And I love the donuts at DoDaddy's. And so let's say that all the donuts will remain constant. Let's say they're $2 donuts, okay? And this is just me consuming them, all right? And so if you like donuts, you can do donuts too. And what it also means is some of you can have way more donuts than others. So our utilities will all be different based on who we are. So my Mars utilities would be different than your Mars utilities. And that's okay. That just means that we're individual humans. And so I'm making up numbers for me. So those of you who hate donuts, these numbers would be different. Those of you who love donuts, your change in Mars utility won't be quite as much. So, but everyone still has to follow the law of diminishing Mars utility because that's human behavior. But let's say that these are the number of donuts: 0 donuts, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And let's say each donut is $2. Okay. So let's say that I'm super hungry, and let's say they've got these cream cheese icing glazed donuts, and they're insanely good. Okay. And so let's say that we'll say this is a donut plus the milk. Okay, because you gotta have milk with your donuts. So this is donuts plus milk, $2 for one donut, okay? So let's say my Mars utility for this first one is, let's say, $7. Like I would pay $7. I'm getting $7 worth of satisfaction. I'm getting $7 worth of happiness from this first donut and milk, okay? So my Mars utility, MU's Mars utility, is plus 7, okay? Now, TU stands for total utility. So this is just all the utilities added up all the way down. Well, since this is 7, our first one's 7, we have 7 total utilities, okay? So we have $7 worth of total utility also. And now remember CS, this would be consumer surplus. And remember consumer surplus is just Mars utility minus the price. So the price is $2, the Mars utility is 7, so our consumer surplus is plus $5, okay? Make sense so far? Okay, and if it doesn't, you can pause it and kind of look at the numbers, then come back to it. It's whatever you need to do. Let's say for the second donut, I'm still pretty hungry. I love these donuts. Let's say that I'm a little bit full, but I'd give $6. I'm going to get $6 worth of satisfaction from this, from these donuts. Okay, these donuts and milk. So $6 worth of satisfaction. Okay. Well, let's just go over here and do the consumer surplus real fast. The price doesn't change. The price is still 2. So we got $6 for the satisfaction. The price was 2, so our consumer surplus is plus 4. And you can see that we're already having diminishing Mars utility, right? The Mars utility is still positive, but it is diminishing, right? It doesn't mean that we're not adding to it. It just means we're not adding quite as fast. For example, if you play basketball and you scored 10 points in the first quarter, and you score 6 points in the second quarter, well, you've got 16 points now. Your second quarter wasn't as good as your first quarter, but you did add points. You're not getting fewer points when you score 6 points in the second quarter, right? You're adding 6 to it. You're not going down. You're just not going up as fast as you did in the first quarter. But that's still diminishing, right? Because it's not as much as you did the first time. So what would our total be? Kind of like in the basketball, if you scored 10 in the first quarter and 6 in the second quarter, you had 16. Well, our marginal here for the first one, 7. Our marginal 6 here, so our total utility, all the utilities added together, would be 7 plus 6, which is 13. Okay? So now let's do a third one. All right, I'm starting to get a little bit full now. Let's say that now I'm only going to get $3 worth of satisfaction from this third donut and milk. Okay? So, and we know that for our total, we add $3 more to our total, so our total is now plus 16, right? We have $16 of satisfaction for 3 total donuts. But you can see I'm starting to get full. I'm experiencing diminishing Mars utility. And again, some of us experience it faster than others, but everyone experiences it, okay? And for the consumer surplus, again, Mars utility, our satisfaction for that one additional one minus the price is going to give us plus 1, right? 3 minus 2. 3 is Mars utility. Minus 2 for the price. Our consumer surplus is plus 1. Okay. All right. For this fourth one, dude, I'm full. I'm getting it. I'm done. I'm starting to get really full, maybe a little bit sick. And so maybe I would but I still love donuts, so maybe I would only give $1. Let's say my Mars utility is only $1. All right? I'm plus 1, which means our total's only gone up by 1, so we're at plus 17. We have $17 worth of satisfaction for 4 donuts. But our 4th donut only gives us an additional $1. Does this make sense? Okay, so what's our consumer surplus? Well, the price is 2, but the donut, I'm only getting $1 worth of satisfaction, so our consumer surplus is -1. So at this point, you can see I'm only going to buy 3 donuts if I have the money, because because of the 4th donut, I'm not experiencing consumer surplus. I'm losing money, and it's not worth how much what I want for it. It's not worth the margin utility. Okay? And let's say the 5th donut, I'm so sick, I give $1 not to have this, right? That's how sick I am of these donuts. I'm full. I can't have any more donuts. I feel bad. Which means we went down by 1 for our 5th donut, which means our total would just now be plus 16, right? We would literally lose $1 worth of total utility. And on the consumer surplus side, remember the price is 2, and the margin utility is 1, so or -1, I should say. So if the price is 2, and we would give $1 not to have it, that means our consumer surplus is -$3. Okay, so this is an example of kind of how you look at margin utility and consumer surplus, and how all of this stuff fits into our behavior patterns, and it really is sort of the way it works. So if you didn't understand this, you can go back and you can watch it again or pause it and kind of figure it out as we go.